Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, yes, I don't even need to open the box this time in order for you to know what's in the box. This is Keen Uneek. Yes, and before I open the box, you can probably already see from the picture, but I have to give you kind of a disclaimer, a word of advice, a warning, whatever. It's a weird looking shoe, alright? So be prepared, don't panic, it's freaking weird. Alright. You guys ready? Okay, I'm gonna open. Yes, I warned you. It is a weird looking shoe. True. That is, yes, that is definitely the case. If you can go past the looks of the shoe, or maybe in some whatever weird circumstance, who knows? Maybe you just somehow like the way they look. If that's the case, you're gonna love these. I mean, they are fantastically comfortable, probably one of the most comfortable freaking shoes, sneakers, whatever you want to call it, for hiking, for trail running that I tried on. I love the way they feel. Wow, I just wish that everything felt the same way. Unfortunately, you compromise on the looks quite a lot, but whatever, we will pretend we like the looks for this video. So let's get into the review. As some of you already know, this is not just a regular boot or shoe review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival Boots section. Yes, and I know this is not a boot, this is a shoe, but I only have one section instead of two sections. Pointless, whatever, just let's get into it. So if this wasn't your regular, I mean, obviously this is not your regular shoe, because regular shoes don't look like that. But what if something bad happened and you were wearing these and you had to survive? You had to walk for extended periods of time, you had to run, you had to fight, you had to climb, you have to do everything necessary to survive. Would this be good? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk, non-stop, no pauses in between. And then I continue wearing the shoes for the rest of the day so that the total wear time is about 8 hours. And like I said, comfort level, unfreaking believable. Okay, I don't even know where. Let's start with the weight. Okay, this probably be a good starting point. Weight. Okay, let's get that out of the way. This is size 10. 11.7. Okay, excellent weight for the shoe, for the boots. In general, usually I say, if you're looking for something that is lightweight, you want to try to find something that is under 20 ounce. The more under 20 ounce you go, the lighter it's going to be. The more over 20 ounce, now you get into that heavyweight category. You probably don't want to hang out in, all right, because you get fatigued from if you're doing an extended periods of walking, extended distance, then something over 2, 3, 4 miles, depending on your skill level, you start feeling that weight on your feet. All right, this is not the case here because this is almost half the weight, so pretty good. Let's move on to the flexibility of the outsole. Another thing that contributes to the comfort level, and here, check this out. It's it's extremely flexible. So you can actually run properly without any problems at all in these shoes. Very, very comfortable to run in. But let's move on. It doesn't end. The comfort level does not end there. Let's move on to the inner sole. And check this out. The inner sole here is fantastic. Wow. Not only it looks good, but it is very smart, very practical. It has a very good heel bed right here, as you can see, very nicely defined. Not one of them floppy, useless ones. No, this actually does work. You have your clear arch support over here because it says arch support, but it is actually very good, very nicely defined. And overall, honestly, Keen, I think this is one of the best outsoles. Now, this is not inner sole, sorry. This is not the first time I see this inner sole. A few previous Keen boots reviews that I made had this inner sole, and I love it. It's really, really good. It's not stupid spongy. It's very nice, very firm, but at the same time gives you great amount of cushioning. So Keen, excellent job with the inner sole. But even once we remove the inner sole, check this out. You have additional layer of cushioning. Very firm, very jelly. I love it. Excellent job there, Keen. But let's move on to the padding. You have the padding going throughout the shaft, here in the heel. The tongue here, you probably noticed, is non-existent. The whole fabric is very soft, and throughout the whole shoe you feel that softness, that fabric, except for the very front of the toe box. So keep in mind that you gotta get it in the right size so that you're not touching the front of the toe box with with your toe, because it's gonna get fatigued eventually. So overall, comfort wise, I'm freaking believable job, Keen. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Okay, so these are not waterproof, keep that in mind. I kind of wish maybe that they were. It would be pretty good in my opinion, considering the design, because you don't need to bother with the gusseting or anything like that. No big deal. Personally, that's fine. They will dry up fairly fast because there isn't much stuff going, and this is kind of a fabric, but not as dryable as something that is lighter. Keep that in mind. This will stay wet for some time, okay? Overall, on the protection wise, pretty good. You have your reinforced toe, still very soft, keep in mind, so don't drop nothing on it. Obviously your ankles are wide open. There is not much protection in the heel. It's very soft, keep in mind, but you have a very good quality outsole, which we will talk about later, so it gives you some decent amount of protection from the bottom. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Quality wise, if you don't know Keen is a great brand. They have been around for a while. They know what they're doing whenever it comes to the comfort level, whenever it comes to the hiking, outdoors, shoe wear. Excellent job, Keen, so far, especially their newer stuff that's been coming out. Excellent. The link for Amazon is in the description below. Check out for these particular ones. There isn't a lot of reviews yet because these are newer on the market, but so far people like them. Almost 5 stars. Let's talk about the design features. Okay, this is where things get really interesting. Lacing system. Yeah, as you can see, lacing system here is not just this. Lacing system is the whole freaking shoe. Okay, let's talk about all of this. This is not just for show. This is not just part of design. This stuff actually works. This is a kind of a quick lace, similar system. It's, as you can see, it's stretchable, so it's even better than your regular quick lace system, because the regular quick lace system is not stretchable. This is stretchable, so good. When you tighten this, it does tighten the whole string, and as you can see, these strings right here, they are not stretchable, so it tightens the whole, this assembly of strings around your foot, creating the most perfect fit that you can possibly have. So fantastic fit, fantastic design feature, absolutely amazing for comfort. Once you're done tightening this, you just tightening, screw it underneath this little thing, and you go. Very fast, very easy to put on, which is a huge plus for ultimate survival situations. Unfortunately, it just does not look good, at least in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but that looks weird as hell. Very practical, very comfortable. Maybe a little bit of a tripping hazard, and a lot of stuff can get through in here. Yes, we can argue about that. Really, it's personal preference. But the worst part is the looks. Again, personal preference, so whatever. Let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole, traction and stability. Okay, so whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces. I start with older asphalt, going to the newer tarmac, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, marble tile, rubber, and the rock wall. Okay, so this outsole, as you can see, more on the flatter side. So it's a little bit slippery on slippery stuff like wet grass. Surprisingly handles very well on marble and tile. This is kind of like a sticky tire type of rubber on these flat grooves. I wish that they were a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more square and less rounded, just for slippery stuff like wet grass. So if you're buying these shoes as a trail running shoe, keep that in mind. On slippery stuff, just watch your traction and stability a little bit, because you might kind of slide around just a little bit. Not a big deal, just something to keep in mind. But Other than that, this is really good. Outsole, I wish that there was some ridges going here just to help with some climbing, because this is, after all, Ultimate Survival section channel, right? So we kind of think about all of that for versatility, but overall pretty good, just on the flatter side. Let's move on to the criteria number 5 now, temperature. So temperature wise, obviously I wouldn't recommend this for winter. This is not by no means winter shoe, but for hot weather it is pretty good. It's a personal preference. You might find these a little bit on the hotter side because of that kind of a sock going around your whole foot. But I personally liked it. It was pretty good, and it was about 95 degrees whenever I was doing my run and my walk. I live in Florida. So for hot weather, I think these are pretty good and would be pretty decent as a 3-season shoe for sure. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 6 now, sizing. So these do run a little bit on the smaller side. Keep it in mind, you want to get yourself probably, usually I recommend getting half a size bigger, but these you probably want to get a full size bigger just because they run a little bit smaller. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival shoe, would this be good? Would it help you to survive? Well, comfort level is fantastic. The fit is spot on. Just get them in the right size. The lacing system is phenomenal. The outsole is pretty good if you prefer a flatter outsole. If you're more of kind of like a sticky, climbing, marble tile type of person, and just any kind of running, except like slippery, wet, surface, kind of like wet grass. The only thing is the design. If the design doesn't bother you, you're gonna like it. But let's finish up with the criteria number 8, the price, because you're gonna like them even more when you hear the price. It's $85, which is surprising these days, honestly, because for whatever reason, everything that is coming out these days is like $150, $200. I don't know where the people are getting these prices and where the people are getting that much money to buy a freaking shoe. But I guess people are buying shoes for that expensive because manufacturers keep making these expensive shoes. So it's really refreshing to see someone make a good, 85, which is still not cheap for a shoe, but at $85, it's good to see that you can get something that is good quality, good fit, good outsole, just a good shoe overall, that is designed for trail running, for hiking, just smart. Of course, minus the design, but again, I will leave it up to you. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about the shoe? Would you consider it as your hiking shoe or your trail running shoe? What do you think about the design? Let me know in the comments below, guys. If you found this review useful, please consider subscribing. If you want to help me out even more with this channel, please consider joining the membership. It's only 99 cents a month, but this money goes directly to all of these reviews that I'm making to improving quality and bringing fresh content for you guys to watch. So thank you very much, guys, for your time. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.